I have had the privilege of working with the AJC since 2011. It was also then that I first met David Harris. It was clear from the start that he is an outstanding man of principle and integrity. Our conversations and our friendship have helped me understand Israel, its policies and its people more than ever before. I know that he has been working since the 1980s to help Austria deal better with its Holocaust past and to renew its relationship with Israel.
David Harris was always a protagonist. He believed in our common future as well, so we started building bridges in whatever way we could, and it worked. David is a formidable bridge builder, and most importantly, he's a doer. He makes things happen. Sometimes he makes even miracles happen.
David, it is indeed a great pleasure and honor for me to join you in this commemorative event and convey my deep appreciation and high esteem for your years-long personal effort and visionary leadership to bridge AJC with the rest of the world, definitely with Japan. If it hadn't been for your initiative and leadership, we wouldn't be where we are today in our relations.
David, you were the leader of AJC more years than I was in prison, in the government and the Jewish agency together. It was so good to have you as a partner, to know that I can always rely on you and you can rely on me. Thank you for your friendship and for your partnership.
It is such an honor to congratulate you, David, on your tremendous leadership at the helm of AJC. Thank you for your outstanding work on behalf of Israel and the Jewish community. It has been a privilege working with you, and I've truly valued our friendship. I also want to thank you for your tremendous efforts in building and expanding coalitions with so many other communities. You've left a wonderful legacy behind for all of us, and you should be extremely proud of that.
Dear David, since we first met 20 years ago, you've been a very dear friend, but also a mentor and a source of inspiration. There are 3 things you taught me never to compromise with. Number 1, never compromise with anti-Semitism, because anti-Semitism is an existential threat to all of us, Jews and non-Jews alike. Under your strong leadership, the AJC has been at the forefront in this fight. Number 2, never compromise with the security of the State of Israel. Number 3, never compromise with the values that we hold dear and that make us who we are. In today's testing times, this lesson resonates more than ever. So merci David, merci mon ami. You are a national and international treasure.
Dear David, it is an honor to call you Philos. Philos of me personally, of Cyprus, of all of Hellenism. Now, some of you may automatically translate Philos as friends. And yes, we call our friends Philos. But in Greek, Philos means even more. It denotes love. And that is what David has shown Cyprus, love. And David, as you conclude your amazing and historic tenure at AJC, we want you to know that in Cyprus, we love you back.
My dear friend David, I'm so pleased to join this unbelievable assembly of voices, saluting your more than 3 decades at the helm of the American Jewish Committee. You've spent your adult life on the front lines for the Jewish people, defending the State of Israel, defending Jewry around the globe, and strengthening the basic pillars of democracy and pluralism. That ever-present courage and the clear sense of responsibility that you so naturally bore on your shoulders inspired so many of us and deepened the dignity you held as a man defined by a deep sense of purpose. You made it your mission to step forward and address the Jewish world's urgent needs, displaying responsibility, statesmanship, and turning the American Jewish Committee, the AJC, into a highly influential, respected global organization.
I first met David Harris 40 years ago prior to traveling to Moscow and Leningrad on behalf of Soviet Jews. From the start, I was inspired by his extraordinary depth of knowledge, his commitment to the cause, and his confidence in the strategy. Ever since, including his decades of leadership at AJC, David has pursued justice and peace and an end to anti-Semitism in all of its ugly manifestations. Israel has no better friend. The Jewish people everywhere have no better friend. When it comes to wisdom, David Harris has few equals in the world.
Our friendship goes back 12 years, David. Since then, meeting you there every September became one of the highlights of UNGA for me. And of course, when I moved to Washington, D.C. as Secretary General of the OES, having you as a colleague and friends in town was very important to me. AJC has provided support, advice, and inspiration, and we are indebted to you. The OES and AJC have become partners. Your vision has a lot to do with that.
I met David Harris already in my first week as Vice President of the European Commission. I found in him a strong ambassador for Jewish people worldwide, a steadfast believer in transatlantic cooperation, and a friend. David has made the American Jewish Committee what it is today, an indispensable voice for Jewish advocacy. David's unparalleled knowledge, sharp analysis, and clear moral compass have made him an invaluable partner for political leaders around the globe.
David, among your many successes is undoubtedly the AJC's worldwide footprint. In fact, David, you took Jewish advocacy and made it a truly global affair. You've also offered delicate assistance to Israel with various Arab and Muslim countries before it was fashionable and before it became known how much these connections were being woven. And in doing this, you turned the agency into a very helpful diplomatic partner to the State of Israel, helping to open doors when others could not. David, this was a direct result of your vision, your dedication, your efforts.
David, Steve and I want to thank you for your leadership of the American Jewish Committee. Most of all, we want to thank you for your friendship. You have been friends of ours for so many years, and for me in particular, as a member of Congress, when I had a difficult decision to make, I would call David. I remember those discussions on our back porch. You always gave me your wisdom, your advice, and your friendship is so very important to us both.
يسعدني أن أعبر عن سعادتي الغامرة بصداقتي المتميزة مع صديقي السيد ديفيد هاريس. صديقي ديفيد، لن أنسى تلك الرحلة التاريخية التي جمعتنا معك إلى أوشفيتس لنقول معا وللعالم بأسره ونحن داخل معسكر الموت المفزع بأن جرائم بشعة اهتز لها الضمير الإنساني حدثت هناك. صديقي العزيز، أنت صانع سلام، حاربت الكراهية والعنصرية ووقفت مواقف شجاعة سوف يسجلها التاريخ لك ولمنظمتك التي أسهمت فيها بشكل كبير. أنت بان للجسور ومحب للخير، هذا ما أعرفه عنك عن قرب وأشهد به، وإن كنت لست بحاجة إلى شهادة أحد لأن أعمالك تشهد بذلك. وفقك الله.